Sir as a case study to analyze the efforts and policies providing quality and equitable education to the marginalized students in the state. Under his leadership, students are selected for the top institutions in the country, including IITs and NITs. One of its students, Purna, became the youngest girl in the world to scale Mount Everest at the age of 13. Isn't it incredible? He also founded the Swaros, a payback movement based on the ideologies of Lord Gautam Buddha, Baba Saheb, and Manohar Kashiramji. This rapidly expanding network consists of beneficiaries of vision of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and also the products of all welfare institutions. It strongly believes in self-freedom through strict adherence to Swaro 10 commandments, which starts with, I am not inferior to anyone. Without a further delay, let's hear from him. How can we improve and scale more Swaros like models across the country? Dr. Praveen Kumar, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Girish. Jai Bhim to everyone, and then Namo Buddhaya. So I am really, really honored and humbled by your recognition of our work, and then for giving me this award, for discovering me and giving me this award of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar International Award from Ambedkar Association of North America. So I dedicate this award to all our teachers, then our students, then the parents, and the Swaros network, the alumni of all welfare institutions, Telangana and Andhra.
नाही ते झालं ना सुरू तरी पण काही दिवस
So I'm very happy that you have been doing a lot of work which normally many people do not do. They just forget about their identity once they reach a certain level in their lives. And more so when they go to other countries, they cross the borders of this country, they forget their identity, and then they try to conform to the standards of those societies. But on the contrary, I am so happy that Ambedkar Association of North America and then many other Ambedkar associations. So you have retained that identity, you have retained the purpose for which Baba Saheb has sacrificed all his life. Uh, and many other pioneers and icons sacrifice their lives for our betterment. And then you're not only remembering them, but you're trying to pay back in whatever form back to your motherland, back to your fatherland. That is very, very important. And then that should be the model for the entire beneficiary community of Baba Saheb's vision in the country as well as the world. Thank you so very much. Friends, I belong to Indian Police Service in 1995. After completion of 17 years of police service, Indian Police Service, I thought I should pay back to the community. Of course, I have been paying back to the community while I was in the uniform as well. So, but I thought I should pay back to the community directly by using the government departments, by using all other networks. So in 2011, I took a decision to take a break, and then I did my master's degree in Harvard Kennedy School in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Then I came back to the country, and then I requested the government to give an opportunity to work in social welfare department, which directly helps all the poorest of the poor, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and then poor backward castes. So that's how my journey started. So this is my 8th year of service in the social welfare residential schools. This is a very unique system, one of such very unique systems in the country. So wherein you have government-run residential schools, all in English medium, and we take the students in 5th grade, and then we leave them after college. So students do not have to pay anything from their pockets. And then we ensure that only poorest of the poor students join this society. Society, when I say society, our organization, it's called as Telangana Social Welfare Residential School Society. So we take care of plate to slate, so they don't have to pay anything, and then we take care of their health around the clock, even if while they are in vacation, we take care of their health. And then students stay with us for about 220 days. And they stay with their parents for about 145 days during different vacations. 75% of our student community in social welfare department are from scheduled castes. And then the maximum income limit to join our institutions is about 1.5 lakhs in rural areas, and then 2 lakh rupees, Indian rupees, in urban areas. So you can imagine the students, the children of sanitation workers, children of agricultural laborers, children of security guards, children of all blue collar workers whose annual income is not more than 1.5 lakhs, they join our schools. We have more girls than boys schools. We have more girl-centric than boys. So 66% of our students' population is girls. I'm very happy to say that, because girls are more marginalized among the marginalized. That is the ideology with which our governments and then the networks have been functioning. So Telangana perhaps is the only state which has about 52 residential degree colleges for women. So when I say residential degree college, it's purely residential, all in English medium again. And our budget is about 900 crores for degree colleges, and all put together. So every year we get about 1300 crores as a budget to give the best possible education to all our girls and boys. Okay. So we have about 25,000 young adults, young women who have postponed their marriages to pursue their higher education in English medium. So this is what we do. So we have Sainik schools, social welfare residential Sainik schools. We have music schools. We have business colleges. We have we have all parts of all kinds of specializations in our institutions in Telangana state. Okay. So now let's come to the achievements aspect. So this is the effort. Now let's come to the achievements. Achievements we have, as Girish Bhai rightly pointed out, we have the youngest ever female to have scaled Mount Everest in the history. So that girl scaled Mount Everest at the age of 13 years, 11 months. But that is not the only one we have. We have probably the first Dalit boy to have scaled Mount Everest. And then he not only scaled Mount Everest, his name is Anand Kumar, but he not only scaled Mount Everest, but he took Baba Saheb's photograph to peak of Mount Everest, and then he placed it there. So we think that is the best possible tribute for Baba Saheb from student side. So we placed Baba Saheb. So in that expedition, 18 people died. I called these people to come back. Then they said, through satellite phone, they said, sir, so we have been excluded, we have been marginalized, we have been oppressed for centuries. Even if we die, it doesn't matter. But our mission is to place Baba Saheb's photograph on the peak of Mount Everest. After that, we will come back. Even that process, if we die, that's fine. But we have achieved our mission. So that is the spirit with which our students are studying in our schools. That is one achievement. That is only a glimpse of achievement. Then we teach horse riding to our students. We teach business. We teach music. We teach all other activities which normally scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and the poor people are not allowed to perform. So we have students in Delhi University. We have about 250 students in Delhi University, and 60% of them joined the Delhi University's colleges like St. Stephen, colleges of Miranda House, colleges like Lady Shri Ram in open competition. These children, when they went to Delhi, at least 20 to 25% of them did not have money to buy sanitary napkins. That is the kind of spirit with which our students are studying. We have students in IITs. Last year, 530 students got qualified for National Institute of Technology and then IITs. Every year we send at least 80 to 90 students into various medical colleges and dental colleges. Then we have students in Ajim Premji University, we have students in Indian Maritime University, and then we have some of the toppers in those universities from our student community. So, and we have students in United States doing internships, and we have students in all other countries doing different kind of internships. Let me tell you, most of it is funded by the governments. Like 99% of it's funded by the government. This is about the government effort. Now, Sanjay ji wanted me to talk about the community effort also, because if we depend totally on government, probably we will not be able to achieve our goals. So the community side, like the effort that you have been doing since you have started your journey in 2008. Similarly, we also have Sweros Network. Sweros Network strongly believes in payback. What do we do in paying back? Paying back, so take Ambedkar's ideology to each and every household, A. Then pay back to the community once you reach certain level, B. C. Then spread a positive culture, not hatred, but positive culture. Work with all those like-minded people. Bring all those fragmented organizations together with a common minimum program. So the fourth is observe holy month, that is Bhim Diksha, from March 15th to April 14th. March 15th is Kanshiramji's birthday, then April 14th is Baba Saheb's birthday. So March 15th to April 14th, so every year we collect lots of money and then we call it as Bhim Vidya Nidhi. So in the Bhim Vidya Nidhi on April 14th, we release the money and then we give a lot of scholarships to these people. So then during that time, we go to each and every home and then each and every village and we start Ambedkar Vigyan Mandirs. We call them as Ambedkar Vigyan Mandirs. So instead of, we do not promote setting up of Ambedkar statues because they are not serving any purpose. So we believe in making people realize the value of knowledge. Like in the morning, Banteji has rightly pointed out, it is voracious reading. It is consumption of knowledge and creation of knowledge. That is what is the right way of liberating our people from slavery, from poverty, and so on and so forth. Because if you see Sukhdev Karat's research, only 3% of SCs, scheduled castes and other Dalits in this country has 5 acres and more land. 75% of the Dalits are still staying in rural areas. And there are around more than 60 to 70% of the Dalits still without land. So then what is the way out? Is the land distribution? Certainly not. It can help only 2 to 3% of people. It is the only education, but not the ordinary education. The quality education can only help. So this model can be replicated in each and every state, provided we, all of us, we educate the politicians who represent our communities. They go and they tell the rulers, to tell the ruling classes, or they legislate. Karnataka has done it. Then Andhra Pradesh, when it was together, it has done it. And Telangana has redesigned it. So Orissa has some residential schools. Like that, everywhere residential schools must be set up because our parents are not in a position to monitor what the children are studying in the schools. That way, it is not possible to bring everyone, upwards, like to push towards the social mobility, upward social mobility. It's not possible. So in such case, we should, encourage all our organizations, opinion makers, so that they go and then they talk to their local public representatives, and then they go and then they talk to the ministers and they prepare a policy. So that is how it has to be. Because government, if it wants, if it intends, I think it can do really wonder. If there is a right person in the right place, it can really do wonders. And then the impact, the width and the depth of government is amazing. And then it is really huge. So we should always work on impressing upon the public representatives to see this model. The second thing, here I am not prescribing that only residential schools will solve our problem. Certainly not. Every home, every Dalit home in this country must become a school. Every parent must become a teacher. Every basti, every colony, every habitation, every locality must become a laboratory for all experimentation. So every community hall must become an Ambedkar Vigyan Mandir. And then we must not only read Baba Saheb's works, but we must read Carl Sagan's works. We must read all scientific works. We must read everything we must translate all those things into every language. And then we must raise the next generation as great scientists, great leaders. Then we must raise the next generation as great doctors, great engineers, whatnot. Everything must be absolutely fantastic. So lastly, I want to tell you, Sweros Network believes in 10 commandments. These commandments we decide every day. All 2 lakh children in our schools, all the parents, we recite these commandments every day, every night. What are those commandments? I'll close my speech with these 10 commandments. First commandment, I am not inferior to anyone. Second commandment, I shall be the leader wherever I am. Third commandment, I shall always think big and aim high. Fourth commandment, I shall do what I love and be different. Fifth commandment, I shall be honest, hardworking, and punctual. Sixth commandment, I shall never blame others for my failures. Seventh commandment, I shall repay what I borrow, what you are doing. Eighth commandment, I shall neither beg nor cheat. Ninth commandment, I shall never fear the unknown. And the 10th commandment, I shall never give up. I shall never give up. I shall never give up. We must never give up. That's what Banteji in his inaugural talk told. We must never give up. I met Manini Sri L.R. Balaji. So, sir, namaskar, Jai Bhim. So, even at the age of 90 years, he still attends meetings. He is not giving up. He said, he gave a word to Baba Sahib. I will not leave your path. Be Baba Sahib's path. So that's why you're all doing, but this is not enough, my dear friends. That's what I'm trying to say. If we depend too much on government efforts, if we depend on too much on other efforts, we're not going to. It is our own effort. We must not allow anyone die of hunger. We must not anyone die of anyone dropping from the college, dropping from the school. We must not allow any child marrying at the age of 16 years. We must not allow any child marriage. We must not allow any dowry. We must not allow any liquor consumption. These things have ravaged. Sphero network bans liquor. Sphero network bans dowry. Sphero network bans nicotine. We must not allow all these things. So because these evils have ravaged our community for ages, and ruling classes have cleverly made us get addicted to these kind of evils. So we should not allow these things. So it is in our hands. It is in our hands. It is our problem. We must and we must change the community. And then it is not going to take too much of time. Definitely, we are going to win this battle, and then we will definitely emerge victorious. And Baba Sahib will one day feel proud of all of us. Thank you very much. Jai Bhim. Namo Buddhaya.